The other stock on our radar is Biocon. This is after a big upgrade coming in on the company from Bernstein. They've upgraded the stock from market performer to outperformer, and they're also bullish on the biosimilar segments. Expect 5 new launches from Biocon in the US over the next 3 years. We have with us Kiran Mazumdar Shaw. Thanks a lot, Ms. Shaw, for joining in. Brokerages are bullish on the biosimilars opportunity. In fact, just to quote some numbers, Bernstein says that more than $50 billion worth biologics are estimated to lose exclusivity up to 2028. That offers a large market opportunity for you, in specific 5 new launches in the next 3 years. What could the potential sales from these products be, and what do you see in terms of competition, pricing pressure for biosimilars?
So let me answer that question by saying that, our recent Viatris acquisition actually puts us in a very, very strong position to address these very large opportunities that you just mentioned. Now, I think the important aspect of the opportunity is also the fact that we are a truly vertically integrated biosimilars company, which really makes us very competitive in the very small biosimilar space. There aren't too many companies that are really, in the same position of being vertically integrated. Moreover, I think in terms of the pipeline and the number of products in the market, I don't think, many companies are in that enviable position. So all in all, I think given the fact that we already have 4 products, or at least 3 plus 1 product in the US and 8 products in Europe, and of course we expect 2 more products to be added to the US, and followed by a very strong pipeline of products, we believe we are in a very strong position to really get onto a very high growth trajectory in our biosimilars business. Having said that, at a Biocon level, I also believe that we have a very uniquely differentiated set of companies, starting with, of course, Biocon Biologics and its biosimilars. We have Syngene and its very uniquely differentiated research services play. And then we have, adding to that, of course, is Biocon's growing stature in APIs and very differentiated specialty generics. So all in all, I do believe that we are in a very strong growth phase, and in the next few years will actually demonstrate that.
Ms. Shaw, good morning. Good to be speaking with you today, ma'am. Given what you said, and I'm just harking back to the conversation we had at the end of the 3rd quarter as well, where there was an indication that perhaps at an opportune time, Biocon would look at selling some stake in the biologics business. Are you anywhere closer to that in terms of any interesting conversations, anything on the table?
Well, like I mentioned, we've made a large acquisition. We have taken on a large, very serviceable debt, I might add. But having said that, we do believe that reducing that debt to a slightly lower level would also help the business in a way that it sort of makes our balance sheet far more stronger. But having said that, I don't think we would like to basically make it sound as if to say that this is extremely dire, because I think we are in a very healthy position. Our current EBITDA levels are strong enough to support the kind of debt we have taken on. I have just returned from the US, where the business prospects look extremely bright. And I, for one, believe that our stock is not well analyzed and understood. I believe that investors need to really dive deeper into what we are doing. Our recent, spin-off, the novel spin-off that we have in Boston, Bicara Therapeutics, was oversubscribed in its, Series B round because of very stellar data. All in all, if you look at it, I think we have a uniquely differentiated business in India. I do hope that investors recognize that.
So, absolutely.
Good morning, Prashant here. The market for pharma M&A seems to have opened up. We saw that $40 billion Pfizer deal, mammoth, right? So have you had conversations with investors? You said, well, they need to, the business is not well understood. Is there any pushback, or it's on track? I'm talking about the stake sale in Biocon Biologics.
And actually, if I might add, even in Syngene, I mean, there was some chatter whether you might want to look at a little more stake sale there. So either of the businesses, what's the thought process on more conversations with potential investors?
So as far as Syngene is concerned, we unlocked value at a time when we needed it. I think we don't have any plans to unlock it further. As far as Biocon Biologics is concerned, as I mentioned, we are looking at raising some equity to offset some of the debt, but it's not going to significantly impact Biocon's holding in Biocon Biologics. I think Biocon Biologics remains a very, very important play for us, and I don't think we will ever have a stake sale that will compromise that. As far as the M&A that you talked about, it's really about big pharma looking for new novel assets. And Seagen, of course, had a very, very innovative platform of antibody conjugates. But having said that, I would like to say that Bicara itself is a hugely differentiated asset. It is very exciting, and I'm very excited that it came from our research stable.
Right. And let's talk about your business specifically with regards to the status of US approvals. Just wanted to know, how the approvals for insulin aspart as well as bevacizumab stand at right now, and also the status of approvals for aflibercept.
Yeah, so adalimumab or aflibercept. Okay, so aflibercept.
Both, all of them. So aspart, bevacizumab, and aflibercept.
So adalimumab has already been approved, and we are just waiting for the launch date in July this year, and we expect that to be a very, very important launch for us. We're very excited by the prospects of that launch. As far as aspart and bevacizumab is concerned, we are on track to basically address our CRLs and hopefully get approval in the near future. I'm unable to comment on when exactly that will happen, but we hope that it will happen sooner than later. As far as aflibercept is concerned, it is under review, and the approval can happen anytime later this year. And that is the sort of perspective I can give you of approvals. Having said that, we also have two other assets in the clinic. We expect to be actually filing those two assets in the coming fiscal. So I think all in all, we are very excited with our pipeline, with the progress we are making in developing the pipelines, with the kind of efforts we're making in terms of getting on track with all the approvals. Having said that, I think all our businesses seem to have a huge potential.
Right. The street seems to be listening to what you are saying, and they seem to be liking it as well, just going by the way the stock has moved. So just, if you could put some numbers to how exciting the opportunity is, because the biosimilar business in the third quarter did record revenue. Do you aim for $1 billion in revenue in this year? Bernstein expects $1.25 billion in the next fiscal year, followed by almost $3 billion by FY28. Are these numbers, somewhere close to your own internal targets as well?
I believe so. That's what we've indicated. I think we've already, basically indicated to the market that we will exit this fiscal at a $1 billion trajectory in terms of our biosimilars business. We are already basically delivered at a group level at $1 billion, and we expect that to actually jump pursuant to the Viatris acquisition. So all in all, I think we are entering a very high growth phase.
Ms. Shaw, I'm just coming back to end things off. Just once again on the funding aspects. There was also some talk, Ekta was earlier telling us that back then, for the acquisition, the Viatris acquisition, Serum had given a loan. I think it was about 150 million, if I'm not mistaken. And at some point in time, there was some chatter that maybe Serum looks to convert this amount into equity. I don't know if that's at all even a consideration, but if you can set the record straight, if that plan is still on the table. And again, going back to biologics, you said, of course, there might be some stake sale, but your commitment remains to the business. how much would you be comfortable selling? 5%, 10% in biologics?
Well, at the moment, we haven't quite, honed in on the actual number, but suffice to say that we will have a very significant stake in Biocon Biologics. And obviously a much greater than a majority stake. As far as the serum loan is concerned, at the moment it is a loan. At any point in time, I think Serum believes in the business, and obviously if they believe that if there is merit to convert it into equity, we would welcome it.
All right, ma'am. Thank you very much. Good luck to you. Thank you very much for being here with us on CNBC TV18 answering questions. Thanks indeed. That's the management of Biocon Biologics taking questions. 85 points on the Nifty is what we have. So it's going steady off the highs and now not giving up more. I guess we take what we get. Just a few names. By the way, the market breadth is pretty good. 4:1 in terms of in favor of advances is what you have. And the defense names are all good, HAL, etc. KPIT is up 5%. KPIT has had an interesting week. DLF is up another 4%. These are some of the large volume traded gainers that I'm spotting. NCC is another one. Nagarjuna Construction, 104, 105, 3% there. LTIM, there is L&T Mindtree, 3% on that one. Aurovindo Pharma is up about 3%. The Bank of India from the PSU Bank space is up nicely. There is AB Capital, which is up about 3% or so. And Jubilant Pharma is another one, which is, okay, this is a big one, 10.5% on big volumes on Jubilant Pharma at this point in time. Data Patterns and a few others are out there with 3.5% gain. So broader markets doing better. Nifty has come off the highs, but still about 75 points in the green. Mitesh is with us to tell us what to do now in terms of taking fresh trades. Mitesh,